Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Microphone check. Testing. 1, 2. Test.
Test
There
1, 2.
we go. We're back.
Test.
All right. So if you need more sound, let me know. How do you
Okay,
sound
no,
over there?
sounds
You're
good here.
Test.
Test 1, 2.
I think we're good on that end. We'll test some mics here. We'll get on to hobbsamerica.com, see if we can listen to ourselves here in just a couple of minutes. And then we should be ready to get up and running. We are sound check and getting ready to get started here today.
Test 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
All right, we'll be back shortly. Thank you for listening. We'll be right back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Knowmark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal baseball. This evening, the 17-time state champion Eunice Cardinals will jumpstart the 2022 season here at home in their annual Cardinal Classic baseball tournament, where they will be facing Hatch Valley, the Hatch Valley Bears from over near Las Cruces, New Mexico. Eunice returns most of the team's roster from 1 year ago. That team was the 2A state runner-up. They lost to Texaco in the state championship game 9-5 last year. Texaco, we just saw them play before this game, or before they cleared the field for warm-ups in this game. Texaco did lose to Gateway Christian just before this game. Last year's team did lose All-State second baseman Hayden Dean, as well as All-State first baseman Garrett Tucker. Both of those young men have went on to be adults and out of high school. And anyway, the rest of the team, for the most part, is intact. Historically, Eunice has won more state championships than any team in New Mexico high school baseball history. They are ranked nationally in state championships won. This Eunice baseball program historically has had similar success to that of the success of the Hobbs Eagle basketball program. To give a little perspective, the next closest team to Eunice in state championships is Farmington with 14. Carlsbad has 11. La Cueva up in Albuquerque has 11. And Artesia has 7. Those are the teams that are behind Eunice in the state championship totals throughout the years. Eunice has 17 state titles. There are so many great baseball names tied to this Eunice program. Names like Mason Caperton, who pitched, I believe, yesterday for Division I New Mexico State University. Tyler Almaguer, who owns nearly every Eunice record in the books and who is listed in dang near every state record category that there is through the NMAA. Greg Trammell, a pitcher from the 1960s, who is listed in the NMAA record books as one of the greatest pitchers in state history. Jake Brown, another Eunice pitching great, listed in the record books with multiple no-hitters, and so many more. Some family names that stick out on the Eunice diamond are Caperton, Thompson, Gladden, Dean, Harlan, Wade, Harvey, Rodriguez, Smith, Boone, and so many more as part of this great Cardinal baseball tradition. One other sad note, the Eunice baseball family lost longtime baseball hero Martin Wade over this last year. Rest in peace, Coach Wade. Eunice loves its baseball. There is an amazing culture of youth baseball that starts with kids about 3 or 4 years old. You can go down there to the city park throughout the spring and summer, and that baseball area down there will just be piled full of kids and adults all throughout the night. I mean, you can go down there at 10 o'clock at night and there's people down there at that park playing baseball.
Oh, yeah.
And definitely a community that eats, sleeps, and breathes baseball. Success is not only expected in Eunice baseball, it is demanded. And it is my opinion, those high goals and expectations have led this community to some great success on the diamond. If a community has low expectations, to me in sports, that's usually exactly what they get. If they demand the best and accept nothing but the best, then you likely see those great results. In baseball, here in this community, we definitely do that. For the Cardinals, they return all-state players Jorge Ontiveros, the third baseman who has already signed to play college baseball next year, was one of the top players on last season's team. Other all-state players that return are catcher-pitcher Conor Pierce, Chance Tucker, Zeke Benton, and Sean Stinson. All of those young men were all-state players from last season's team. Let's see. Also, all of those that I just mentioned also spent some time on the mound last year. We didn't really have that Tyler Almaguer ace-type pitcher, Michael Harlan of years back. We didn't really have that. But what we had was a whole bunch of pitchers. Just about any player on the field last year could come in and pitch a few innings and do a pretty good job, and most of those young men are back. Once again, all of them are very athletic. They can play just about anywhere on the field. Most of those kids were also part of a multiple-time state championship football teams here in Eunice over the last couple of years. Last season, returners that were all district include Marcus Tercero, pitcher Jordan Ruth, who I nicknamed the Wild Thing last year because I kind of felt like he mimicked the movie for sure. And then one of my favorites, senior Gio Chacon, quiet young man that's got a lot of heart, plays hard, and he's got some wheels out there in the outfield. Last season's team, once again, only had a few seniors, so most of last season's team does return. Lots of great young men back on the field from last year's state runner-up team. This will be the first game of the season for Eunice. However, for Hatch, they enter today's game having already played 4 games. They are 0-4 with loss to Ruidoso and a loss to Lordsburg. They also lost a doubleheader, losing both games in that doubleheader to New Mexico Military Institute. Hatch ended last season with a 7-14 record. Returners from the last season's team include junior catcher Johnny Morales and freshman third baseman Ray Ruiz. Last year, as an 8th grader, he led this team in several categories and put up big numbers as an 8th grader. So I noticed on this year's roster, both of those young men are, leaders as far as categories go. So it looks like we're, trying to get the field ready. Everybody's out there warming up. We'll be getting started here shortly. I want to shout out to our sponsors before we get going. Parker Energy Services, Brett and Penny Parker, we thank you guys. BTH Services and Rental, Chad Howler and family. Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, Brandon Matthews and crew. And I know that they said they would either be here or at home listening. So, John and Becky, thank you guys for all that you do for Eunice and Eunice Sports. The Eunice Health Clinic, Leanne Reeves, Brian, Nikki, Elma, Aaron, Yadi, and all the gang down there at the health clinic. They keep us all healthy. And on a night like tonight, where it has went about 30 degrees temperature change in the last few hours, the dirt and the wind and everything else, we may need to see the health clinic here pretty soon to see if they can keep us upright for sure. Eunice Public Schools, Dwayne Haynes, Cynthia Sims, Rosendo, our brother from another that's not here with us tonight. He decided he wanted to sit out in blbleachers, and we're going to wish him the best because he's going to be out there in the blizzard.
And we're locking the door, right?
That's right. Yeah, we're going to be smiling through the glass, waving at him, saying, you chose to sit out there in the air, so enjoy your time with the family there, Rosendo.
He'll be happy to be back in here with me tomorrow to help out.
That's right. That's right. I'll be on the road to Albuquerque tomorrow. I decided to stick around tonight for this. And I'll get up about 3 o'clock in the morning and head for Albuquerque because I've got meetings up there the next 2 days. But Charlie and Rosendo will be here to get everything squared away. We also want to shout out to Herrera's Oilfield Service, Carlos Herrera and the gang. We appreciate you guys. The City of Eunice, the Zia Auto Shop and the Whitmire family, Redbird Gas, and Bart Parker. Thank you guys for making our broadcast possible. So that's kind of my abbreviated, short discussion of what we've got and what we're doing. Looks like both teams are out there doing a little warm-up. And we don't have a lineup yet. That is the one thing that I haven't seen yet is a lineup. Usually they get us that before game time. It's scheduled to start at 7. I don't see any way in the world they're going to get this thing.
Well, we got a 2-minute warning if it starts at 7.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Oh, we do got a, thank you, ma'am.
We got us a lineup.
All right, we got a lineup, so I will plug this in. Let's see here. And then I guess we still, I'm assuming we'll be the home team. Do we know, or are they going to flip?
I would assume we were going to be the home team.
Okay. So I'll put us over here then.
You know what happens when we assume.
Oh, man, I tell you. Never a dull moment for sure. So we're getting ready to get started. I'm going to go through my lineups, get everything on paper, and then we'll be back here in just a few minutes. You're listening to Nullmark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal Sports. You can watch and listen at HobbsAmerica.com by clicking on the Cardinal or on YouTube at Eunice Sports. Thank you for listening. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice, New Mexico, where your Eunice Cardinals will be hosting Hatch Valley, the Bears from Hatch, here in the first round of the Eunice Cardinal Classic baseball tournament that happens annually here. We've had teams playing throughout the day. I have not got a rundown as to who won, who lost, that sort of thing, but I know we've had games going on all day. So Eunice will play here today. The game was scheduled to start at 7. We're about 10 after, so we have not started yet. The umpires and the two coaches are meeting at home plate right now, trying to get everything squared away. And we should be underway shortly, I would guess. I want to run down the rosters for these teams. For Eunice, just a quick rundown of the entire roster that's listed currently on Max Preps. They have number 1, Zeke Benton, a senior. Number 2, Gio Chacon, a senior. Number 3, Jordan Ruth, a junior. Number 4, Jonathan Caballero, a junior. Number 5, Julius Woods, a senior. Number 6, Micah Tippett, the returner. He comes back this year after being injured last year. He'll get to play this year. Looking forward to seeing Mr. Tippett out there on the field. He's a senior. Number 7, Aiden Pender, the junior. Number 8, Billy Blevins, a sophomore. Number 9, Chance Tucker, a junior. Number 10, Jose Gomez, a senior. Number 11, Alfredo Morales, a sophomore. Number 13, Conor Pierce, a senior. Number 14, Sean Stinson, a senior. Number 19, Edan Ornales, a senior. Number 20, Fernando Serna, the freshman. Number 22, Marcus Tercero, a senior. And number 24, Jorge Ontiveros, a senior. And number 33, Angel Gomez, a senior. So a very, very senior-heavy program this year. The Cardinals are coached by head coach Drew Reynolds. Assistant coaches Anthony Pender, Mason McBee, and Tyson Pierce. For Hatch Valley, they'll have number 3, Adrian Montes, the junior. Number 4, Angel Cisneros. Number 5, Eduardo Garcia. Number 6, Uriel Gomez. Number 7, Miguel Cuellar. Number 9, David Holguin. Number 10, Josh Vega. Number 11, Kevin Ramos. Number 12, Franklin Williams. Number 20, Johnny Morales. Number 15, Ray Ruiz. He's the freshman that I mentioned earlier in our little intro that had a good season last year as an 8th grader for this Hatch team. Number 16, Alan Ruiz. Number 20, Victor Apodaca. Number 21, Michael Trujillo. Number 23, Jacob Avalos. Number 24, Caleb Villegas. Number 25, Jeremiah Terrazas. And the head coach for the Bears is Mark Thompson.
Quick shout out to our sponsors. Jimmy, right quick. Well, I think we're getting ready to do a.
Wow. I just got a message saying that New Mexico State has upset UConn in the first round of the NCAA tournament. So a pretty big upset. Just for those of you at home, we're doing a moment of silence for those involved in the accident involving those young men and women from the University of the Southwest. Now we'll do the national anthem, and then we'll be back started here shortly. So finishing up the national anthem, once again we had a moment of silence for those young men and women in that accident over from the University of Southwest. Our thoughts and prayers are out to them. Shout out to John and Becky Nogelmeyer. They just sent me that update on New Mexico State upsetting UConn in the first round of the NCAA basketball tournament.
That's an upset. That's a big upset.
That's a big one. I watched it, and New Mexico State was going blow for blow with them. And anyway, pretty interesting deal. I also got a message here saying, hey, it's Mason. Thanks for streaming. I just left Nebraska. We're headed to Dixie State for a weekend series, but we are watching. So shout out to my main man, Mason.
All right, good luck.
He's
good luck,
keeping
Mason.
up with us.
I'll shout out to our sponsors right fast before we get going. Parker Energy Service, Brett and Penny. BTH Services and Rental, Chad Howler. Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, Brandon Matthews and crew. Eunice Health Clinic, Leanne Reeves, Brian, Nikki, Elma Romero, Aaron Pascal, Yadi in the game. The Eunice Public Schools with Dwayne Haynes, Cynthia Sims, Rosendo, our buddy that's sitting out in the weather somewhere. Haven't seen him. Matt Coy, Kenny Reed, Miss Hahn, David Gallegos, and all the staff. Herrera's Oilfield with Carlos Herrera and the gang. City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, the Whitmire family. Just got my oil changed over there the other day. Thank you, Todd. Redbird Gas, Bart Parker, that other Parker.
All right, so we're getting ready to get started here. Can you tell them, I can't see, I'm getting old. Who we got on the mound today? Who did? Oh, we got Chance Tucker. All right, so Chance Tucker will be on the mound for the Cardinals. Looks like we got Conor Pierce sitting behind home plate. Over there at first. Who we got over there? I can't see. I'm getting old. Marcus Tercero on first. That's a different spot for Marcus, at least in years past. Let's see here. Jonathan Caballero at second. Zeke Benton at short. Jorge at his normal spot over on third base. And I can see Gio Chacon out in center.
Your eyes are better
Is
than
that
mine.
Mike is in center. Well, I'm getting old. I can't see as well as I thought I could.
Need some binoculars up
Yeah.
there, Jimmy.
My eyes are definitely not binoculars. So Ramos will come to the plate. He'll be the first batter for Hatch. Pitch is a good one. It's in there for strike number one. So Tucker whips that one past him. Ramos steps back into the batter's box. He's ready. Here comes the rock and fire. Breaking ball across the outside edge, and it's going to be just outside for ball one. 1-1 here to Ramos. Ramos number 11 on this ball club. It's Kevin Ramos. He's a senior. Here comes the next pitch. It's in the inside corner, a swing and a miss, and that's going to make it a 1-ball, 2-strike count here. Tucker ahead of the first batter. Good spot to be.
Good way to start it.
That's right. This is number 11, Kevin Ramos. He's back in there and ready. Here comes the pitch, and that one's just going to be a little outside. Good-looking pitch, though. Makes it 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First batter of the year facing the Cardinals. Here comes the next pitch, and that one's going to be low and outside. It's going to make it a full count, 3-2.
Money pitch coming up.
Yes, it is. Ramos steps back in there. He never really stepped out. He's ready. Here comes the pitch, and it is going to be low and away, and that'll send the first batter of the year over to first base. So Ramos on to first. And Johnny Morales comes up to bat, the right-hander. Ramos with the lead over at first. Tucker on the hill. Here comes the first pitch. He squares away, shows bunt. Didn't bunt it, and a nice fire down toward first base.
Close.
You know, I said it all year long last year. If these base runners don't learn anything, they ought to know coming in that you don't take too many chances with Pierce back there. The young man has got an absolute cannon when he fires down to these bases. And so anyway, he's back, and here we go, ready to go. It's 0-1. Morales in there. He squares away, shows bunt again. That pitch is going to be outside. Looks like we got a 1-1 count. So Chance Tucker on the mound here for the Cardinals. He's a junior. He's back on the hill and ready to go. Morales in that right-handed batter's box. Here comes the kick and the delivery. They square away and show bunt again, and that one's right down the middle. And I'm guessing that bunt sign is just to throw him off a little bit, because he didn't look like he wanted any part of bunting that ball, and it was right down the middle.
Yeah, it was there.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Morales, the second batter for the Bears. That pitch is outside. Ooh, and
Hunter makes it down to second there.
yeah, Conor struggled with it a little bit. It looked like he had a problem getting it out of the glove when he wanted to fire it down there. I think in the 2 years I've been doing baseball, I've only seen 1 or 2 people steal a base on Pierce when the ball hit his glove. It doesn't happen very often, and they may have just he dropped the ball.
Dropped the ball. I think if he wouldn't have dropped that ball, he might have had him.
Yep. Yeah, had a pick move over there towards second base. Nice move there by Tucker. So Tucker's back and ready, the right-hander. He takes a look down, rocks and fires that one. It'll look like it's just a little bit low. That's going to make another full count. A lot of pitches here to these first 2 batters. It's 3-2 again. Ramos starts the lead there at second. Here comes the pitch. It's a swing. It was an inside pitch, but he swung and missed, so that's going to be the first K of the game.
He wanted that one.
Yes, he did. So there's the first strikeout of the season for Tucker. This is number 24. It's going to be Caleb Villegas. Villegas up in the right-handed batter's box. 1 out here. It's a big breaking ball, swung on and fouled over toward the Eunice dugout for strike number 1.
So 1 out, 1 on second, 1 strike.
Yep. Caleb Villegas back in the right-handed batter's box. Chance Tucker on the mound for the Cardinals. He kicks and fires. That ball's going to be a little low, and there goes another. That is 2 stolen bases from the leadoff batter for Hatch. And I'm telling you, all year long last year, I only saw a couple. You don't see that too often, and I may have spoke too soon. I know in baseball everybody's extremely superstitious. I probably shouldn't have said that a while ago.
Well, this is the first game. They're just a little. They may be a little.
Last year, Heath would sit over there, and he would give me the evil eye every time I would say something that might go against the superstitions of baseball. But,
they might just be a little bit rusty. They're going to get themselves warmed up here.
So it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count here. Here comes the pitch. It swung on and hit up toward the mound. Tucker grabs it, fires it home, and then the ball bounces off the catcher's glove and sails over toward the first base line. That's going to score a run for Hatch, so they will get on the board first. So that's going to be a single and a scored run. I guess you'd call that more of a fielder's choice type of thing.
So
get my little app going here.
Batting now, they got number 9, David Hogan.
So David Olguin comes to the, he comes in. This is the cleanup batter for the Bears. Got a base runner standing over at first base. That's Villegas. Here comes the pitch. It's inside, kind of leans back. Looks like it's going to be ball number 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the first inning of baseball for the Cardinals. Here comes the kick and the fire, and that ball is going to be just a bit outside.
Trying to catch it outside corner, just a little too far out.
So that makes it 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, runner on first. Cleanup batter in the right-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch from Tucker, and that one's right down the middle. Ooh. I'm assuming it must have been maybe a little high. I don't know. From my angle, that looked like a good one. That's 3 balls, no strikes.
I can usually call it better from kind of up there in the stands, than they can down there.
I can call it a lot better up there. That one's down the middle, so that'll be strike one. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced that I got a good eye from up here in the bleachers. I'm also a good play caller in football and a good play caller in basketball from up here too. That ball's fouled down the line. That's going to make a full count. We've now got the 3-2-1 up on the board.
Yeah, they had one of the umpires late one time. I said, "Don't worry, I can call it from up in here. I usually do anyway."
Yeah, I'm pretty good at calling it up here. Uh-oh. Woo.
Almost got him.
Mm-hmm. So pick move over toward first base almost gets the base runner. He's called safe. So it's got a 3-2 count, 1 out. Runner on first. The cleanup batter at the plate. That ball is going to be slightly down for ball number 4. So that's going to be a walk for the cleanup batter. That was Holguin. He's now on first. We got Villegas on second. And we'll have
16 Alan Ruiz coming up.
Alan Ruiz, the number 5 batter. And that pitch was in there for strike number 1. So here we go. Here comes the next pitch. That one breaks in there, and I guess it stayed just a little in. So that's going to make it 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. So lots of ones up there. Hatch Valley with 1 run on the board already. It's 1-0. Here in the top of the first. Here comes the pitch. It's hit right back up toward the pitcher. He picks it up, flips it over toward first for the out. It's going to make it 2 outs. The runners advance over to second and third. So Mike Trujillo will be up to the plate, the right-handed batter. Once again, Chance Tucker on the mound. Here comes the pitch. It's swung on and fouled off for strike number 1. Trying to keep up with my stats.
You're doing your stats.
Yeah, I'm doing stats and Ks and try to keep up with that stuff so we can give some of these kids some recognition throughout the game. Here comes the next pitch. It's a nice breaking ball swung on. And so that'll be foul ball, strike number 2. So 0-2, 2 outs here in the top half of the first. Chance Tucker on the hill. Runners at second and third. Here comes the kick and the pitch. That breaks across there, and it's fouled high and back over into the parking lot. If you've got damage on your vehicle, it was Mr. Trujillo from Hatch Valley. So big dent in your windshield's fractured. You'll know where it came from.
So far, I've only lost 1 windshield here in all the years.
I park way down the road. Either that or I bring the old truck up here. So here comes the next pitch. It's swung, and there's another foul ball.
Yeah, there's been a lot of pitches this first inning.
Yes, there has.
Few batters.
Well, Trujillo's definitely getting his money's worth. He's got an 0-2 count, but I think he's fouled off about 4 pitches already. So he's back in the right-handed batter's box. Tucker on the hill. He takes a look over at third, kicks and fires. That ball's going to be outside. It's going to get away from Pierce. The runner holds. So nobody advances. Pierce is usually very, very good back there. If a ball's anywhere close, it's like he's got some of that sticky stuff from fly traps in his glove. But first game jitters here today, I guess.
Yeah.
So here comes Tucker with the kick and the pitch. That's a nice breaking ball. I thought it came back, but apparently they said no. Whew.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
Yeah.
We just need one more strike here.
Yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There's a swing and a miss. It was deflected. We pick it up, and oh my goodness, do we get?
No, he's.
I was like,
he just kept coming. He said, I might as well run across the plate just in case.
I wasn't sure there for a second. So there we go. We get through the top half of the first. Hatch Valley gets 1 run on the board. It's 0-1. Eunice will head on out into the field. They'll do a little warming up. Want to make sure we shout out to our sponsors
here. Parker Energy Services, Brett and Penny, BTH Services and Rental, Chad Holler, Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky, Nogelmeyer, Brandon Matthews and the crew, Eunice Health Clinic, Leanne, Brian, Nikki, Elma, Aaron, Pascal, Yadi, and all the gang, Eunice Public Schools, Dwayne, Cynthia, Rosendo, Matt, Coy, Kenny Reed, Miss Hahn, David Gallegos, and the staff, Herrera's Oilfield, Carlos Herrera and gang, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Whitmire Family, Redbird Gas, Mr. Bart Parker. Without all these sponsors, we wouldn't be sitting here in this nice, comfortable seat watching this game, Jimmy.
Absolutely. I agree with you. We definitely appreciate them for sure.
Our boys getting ready to see what they can do with those bats.
And once again, we shout out to Mason for listening. Mason Caperton, thanks for listening. Just noticed that your alma mater knocked off UConn in the first round of the NCAA basketball tournament. So pretty cool deal. Any of you out there listening get any updates on the other scores going on up there? Let me know. I'm always interested. Let's see. This app is a little bit different this year that they sent us over that runs the balls and strikes and score.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you can do balls. You want me to do that?
It does it all. If you want to, you sure can.
You got. You're only doing about 6 things.
Yeah,
over there,
I am.
Yeah.
Last year we did baseball. Most games I set up here by myself, so I got used to just kind of doing a little bit of everything. But it is definitely nice to have help.
Bears getting warmed up, and looks like Mr. Billy Blevins is going to be our first batter here in a minute.
That's
no,
Micah Tippett.
Sorry.
I was like, man,
I
I don't have him on my.
and he's close, and he's closer than the center fielder.
I was like, I don't have him on the starting lineup. But
so we put in a request for some binoculars. Is that what you said?
We're getting old. We
I can't even see
each
the
other.
one right down there.
So Micah Tippett, the senior, steps into the left-handed batter's box for his first bat of the year. It's a high fly ball into left foul territory.
The
wind grabbed that sucker and carried it over there onto the house of David Gallegos, I believe. So shout out to Senator Gallegos. If any of your cars are busted up, it was the Tippetts, so just give them a call.
I'm just trying to help out the community.
That's right. I want to make sure that we keep everybody honest around this place. So Mr. Tippett will step back into that left-handed batter's box. Takes a look out at the pitcher. He's ready to chunk it his direction. Here comes a. When I was a kid, I don't know why, but we called those ephus pitches. Looked like you threw it up there toward the moon and it come back down. Almost looked like an underhand slow pitch softball. I wasn't sure what was happening there, but so there's 1 ball, 1 strike, and we are ready for the next pitch. What in the world? There's a drive out toward left field, and the speedster Tippett is going to turn on the afterburners. He rounds first and easily coasts into second, makes the turn, looks toward third, says he'll ease back over to second. And there's an overthrown ball, and now Tippett will head for.
He's going to get on the third.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. He's gonna stop there, huh? You see that wind catch it?
Yeah, he's chasing his hat now.
That left fielder thought he was going to get that ball, and it went way off to the left.
Yeah, it looked like when I hit a golf ball. That slice took off out across there, and it looked like it was headed right towards center field. And the next thing you know, it was in the left field corner over there, and the poor old outfielder was headed for it. So anyway, Tippett ends up on third. And in steps Jorge Ontiveros. And he drives that ball
got
toward
him.
deep left center field, and it's going to be caught. But that's going to give Tippett an opportunity to head home, and he slides in Pete Rose style, and he scores the first run. So Tippett will score on the fly out RBI.
That'll tie the game up.
Ontiveros. So I'll make note here that he got a double. And Ontiveros with a
sac fly out to left field.
Fly out RBI. All right, so it's 1-1 now. And the third batter is Chance Tucker, the pitcher for the Cardinals. He steps into that right-handed batter's box. You know, I was talking about the yeah, you got to touch that sucker ever so often or it'll lock up on you. There we go. All right, so Tucker steps in there. He's got 1 ball, no strikes. He's in that right-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch. I thought the first couple of pitches that were thrown, I thought the pitcher was throwing it like some sort of off-speed pitch on purpose. I think that's just how he throws, so my apologies. I guess I was knocking him. I thought he was throwing some kind of...
his style.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's 3 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, I think that wind's catching that, playing havoc with their ball throwing out there.
Yeah, the wind is terrible. The temperature's dropped almost 30 degrees just since daylight. Wind and dirt's blowing. It's ugly out here. And there is ball number 4. So 4 straight pitches will send Chance Tucker over to the first base.
Well, he's going to get him a designated runner coming out.
Yeah, and who is that? Can you tell?
Now, is that number 8? I called number 6 number 8.
8 is Billy Blevins. So Billy Blevins will come in as the pinch runner. He's headed to first, and here comes the Hatch Valley coach. He wants to talk about it. So I guess they're going to have a discussion. They may reach out into the bullpen and see if they've got, maybe they won't. They're going to talk about it anyway. We're going to have Conor Pierce, the cleanup batter for the Cardinals, coming to the plate.
This is early in the game to be talking to the pitcher already, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so they're visiting with the pitcher. I guess we could shout out to some sponsors while they visit.
Got Parker Energy Services, Brett Penny, BT8 Services and Rental, Chad Holler, Eunice Pump and Supply.
Coach is in no hurry to get back to the dugout. I guess the wind is blowing so hard he can't walk any faster.
He's walking upstream, huh?
Yeah. It's like he might make it over there.
All right, back
there he goes. He's sped up now. All right, so Conor Pierce, the senior, quarterback on the football team, steps into that right-handed batter's box. He's ready. That first pitch drops out in front of home plate and skips back to the catcher, and Chance Tucker easily takes second base.
Easily.
So we've got runner on second is Tucker. Conor Pierce in the right-handed batter's box. Here comes the kick and the fire. And they called that one a strike. It took them a while.
That was a lot of thought put into that.
I almost went to sleep waiting on him to give the signal, but he called it a strike. Yeah, it just took him a long while. It's 1-1-1 up on the screen and a whole bunch of ones as far as the scores go, too. So the whole board's covered in ones, and now we add a 2 for that second ball. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. We're in the bottom half of the first. It's 1-1. Conor Pierce in the batter's box. Here comes the pitch. Chance Tucker, goodness gracious. I'm assuming it must have been a hit and run that they had on because that ball hit about 2 foot out in front of home plate, and Pierce. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Now they're hugging each other.
It must have been a hit and run.
That ball hit a foot out in front of home plate, and then he swung at it on the skip.
That's like one of them basketball one bounce passes, wasn't it?
So it's 2-2, 1 out. Here comes the next pitch, and that ball is way high and way outside. So that makes it 3-2. So it's 3-2-1. So I'm looking for contact here. 3-2-1. Runner on third is Tucker. Here comes the pitch. That one's driven high towards center field or in between second base. The wind has got it, and it's going to land in play. That's going to score a run. And Pierce is going to make it all the way to second on a high pop fly. And now that ball gets past, so now Pierce is headed for third. And for just a second, there wasn't anybody at home, so I was thinking Pierce might run that direction. But anyway, so we're going to have a pinch runner over for Pierce over on third. Zeke Benton is coming up to bat. They're going to change pitchers here. The score is now 2-1. Eunice in the lead. We're in the bottom half of the first, and it looks like we're going to change pitchers. So they brought in a pitcher out of the dugout, so I can't really tell the number. Maybe when he turns around right here. That's a number 1. I don't have a number 1.
Well, he's a secret weapon.
Oh, okay. I don't know why, but I had him as 11, but I also had an 11 up top. So this is Ruiz that comes in. He's the secret weapon that they've got. You know, as I look at my roster that I got off the computer as well, I don't have a number 1.
I don't see it on this.
Trying to look here.
You say it's Ray Ruiz?
Ray Ruiz is
He's showing as number 15 on our roster.
Yeah. He's the freshman that was an 8th grader last year. Yep, there he is. I'll stick him on there. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, that's Juan Ruiz. He's an 8th grader that put up big numbers for this Hatch team last year. Thank you. Yeah, he put up big numbers for him last year as an 8th grader on the varsity. And just looking at their games so far this year, he's had some pretty good games for them. Although they're 0-4 on the season, he's put up some numbers as a freshman. So. Anyway, it looks like he's going to be number 1, so I will make that adjustment. That's Juan Ruiz coming into pitch. We've got Anthony Pender running over here. Looks like he's showing some weather apps or something. Just making sure the official is caught up to date on the scores in the NCAA basketball tournament. Yeah, he's a basketball fan, I'm pretty sure. He's a closet basketball fan. That's
you know, you can set this where it takes longer for it to go into operation.
Yeah, my problem is I run some apps through my cord, and then it shows everybody everything. So then I keep it like that. If you're not paying attention, it'll shut itself off after not very many seconds.
So what you're saying is I need to pay attention.
What you ought to do is try to do that and all this, and then you look up and you're like, So once again, we're in the bottom of the bottom of the first. It's 2-1. Eunice in the lead. We've had a pitcher change already here for Hatch. They've brought in the freshman. That's Juan Ruiz. And Ruiz.
And this pitching change is brought to you by the Eunice Health Clinic.
Yeah. Because if you need a change, any kind of change, you just run on down there and they'll help you out. All right, so Zeke Benton steps into the right-handed batter's box.
They brought in number 1 to pitch to number 1. Here we go.
1 versus 1. Juan versus Zeke. Zeke's in there ready. Here comes Juan's kick and fire, and he throws it inside, and it's driven down the left field line, and it's going to be just foul. He got a hold of that one nicely, but it swung on around and ended up foul.
And the runner was almost at home plate by the time the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, Zeke would have been off to the races for sure, and we would have definitely scored a run there. All right, so here comes the next one. It's driven over towards shortstop. Shortstop picks it up, fires over toward first, and they're going to have Zeke, but he's going to score a run. So that's going to make it 3-1. So make a note here that we've got
hit right down to shortstop, but that was almost a sacrifice hit right there.
Yeah. Zeke with a ground out here comes the first pitch, 2, and that looked like it hit him. Is that Marcus Tricero?
Yeah.
I guess he's saying it didn't hit him.
I think he wants to hit that ball. He don't want it to hit him.
Yeah, so Tricero now 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here. We're in the bottom of the first. It's 3-1. Eunice in the lead early. Here comes that next pitch, and it is just a little outside, as they said on Major League. Where really is quite a ways out there. So Tricero, the senior, steps back into that right-handed batter's box. Juan Ruiz on the hill for the Bears. He takes a look at his catcher. Likes the signal, gives him the yes sign. Here it comes. Throws a little breaking ball that almost gets back. Oh, he called it.
Oh.
Man, the ump has got an extremely delayed strike call.
I'd already put ball on.
Yeah, I've seen the scoreboard do that several times. He'll sit there for 3 or 4 seconds before he finally,
okay.
And then Tricero takes that ball right in the hip, so he'll head on over to first. So we'll put hit by pitch.
I said, if he's going to call that a strike, I better let it
Yeah.
hit me. Get out of this thing.
Yep. Now he's limping around over there. All right. So Sean Stinson, another senior, comes up to bat for the Cardinals. They're up 3-1. Marcus Tricero on first. Here comes the pitch. It's a slow breaking ball.
Is that a striker?
I was waiting on the call. I guess that one was a
All right,
ball.
we'll call it a ball.
I had to think about it myself a while. All right. So Tricero with the big lead. They throw a pitch on over toward first. All right, so Stinson back in the box.
1 ball, no strikes.
Ruiz looks at the catcher. Here comes the pitch. That ball's outside. Tricero heads back over to first. It's 2 balls, no strikes. We've got 2 outs here in a 3-1 game. Early in this game, we're just now still in the bottom half of the first. We may be here all night. Here comes the next pitch. Tricero's going. It's swung on and missed. And Tricero safely into second. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Stinson at the plate. Juan Ruiz, the pitcher for the Bears. Marcus Tricero with the lead at second. Here comes the pitch. It's low and outside. Catcher does a good job of staying in front of it. 3 balls, 1 strike to Stinson. Stinson steps back in, takes him a couple practice cuts, and he's ready. Here comes the pitch from Ruiz. It's tipped up off the ground, and goodness.
Yeah, he got there. He's safe.
Marcus Tricero showing some of that 10-200 speed. He made it over to third. I'm still. Was that last one a swing and a miss?
I don't know if it was a foul, but it's a strike.
Well, it couldn't have been a foul because they let the guy go to. I was confused there. And there's another hit by pitch. So Tricero now to third. Stinson gets hit by a pitch, so he'll head over to first.
Now we got runners on first and third and 2 outs.
So this will be Jonathan Caballero, number 4. Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I had Gio Chacon in this spot. So he'll be next. All right, so I missed one.
Well, we took second base.
Gio, I'm going to fix a few things here on my little.
So now we got runners on second and third. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitcher winds up.
That ball's
Ooh,
driven down the
one.
left field line, and it is headed foul. Jonathan Caballero. And he's number 4.
I think on a good day that would have went right down the third base line, but that
Yep.
wind is really.
It is heaving over toward that side. So Caballero steps back in. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled off. He went golfing on that one. He really got down on the ground to get a piece of that one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
He wanted to get him a good hit.
You almost got him one there. A little pancake. It's 3-1, Eunice in the lead. Here comes the pitch. That one's driven foul right over toward Coach Reynolds. In Coach Reynolds' younger days, he'd have reached out and grabbed that one. He's getting a little older now. I can say that because he graduated with me.
Oh, he's way old then.
That's right. He's older than dirt. I can guarantee you I'd have been moving out of the way of that ball, too. In my younger days, I'd have tried to grab it.
I can say that because I graduated before both of you guys.
That's right. That ball is way inside. Almost hits Caballero. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Caballero in the right-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch from Ruiz. It is outside. That's going to make the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We've got 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first.
Money pitch. Time to go.
Runners at second and third. That's Stinson and Tricero. Here comes the pitch to Caballero. He swings and drives it right back up here toward me, and I was going to dive and catch it, but it hit the net. I'd have probably pulled a hammy. I hurt my back. But
We don't need you down in your back again.
I'm back down in it again. I'm just a little bit better than what I was where I couldn't walk up the bleachers. Here's the next pitch. It's driven over toward third. Takes a skip. All the runners are moving. Oh, and they get the tag at first. So
Sure
Caballero gets tagged out there at first base. At the end of the first inning, it's going to be 3-1, Eunice in the lead. Let's see here. All right, we'll take a quick break and be right back on shortly. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice, as the Eunice Cardinals are hosting the Hatch Valley Bears here in the first round of the Cardinal Classic annual baseball tournament. Chance Tucker on the mound for the Cardinals. Eunice leads 3-1 after the first inning, and we will get ready to start inning number 2. In that last inning, we had Micah Tippett with a double. Had Jorge Ontiveros with a fly-out RBI. Chance Tucker walked. Conor Pierce had a single. Zeke Benton with a ground out. Marcus Tricero hit by a pitch. Sean Stinson hit by a pitch. And Jonathan Caballero with a ground out. It's dark, so it ain't going to pick up my face. Here comes the first pitch. That's not working.
Here, I got it.
Our app is that runs the scores on a phone or on my phone, and it keeps kicking off. And Charlie was trying to hold the phone up in front of my face to get it to recognize my face so that it would start back up. It wasn't working. So there's another long delayed strike count. That's going to make it 0-2. So here comes the next pitch. Tucker on the hill. That one's fired down that right side, and it's a delay. He's saying to bring it up. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He definitely takes his time calling that strike.
I believe this is going to be Ruiz. Ooh, it's a low ball that bounces up off home plate. It's going to be R. Ruiz. That's Ray Ruiz. Then we throw the ball over the pitcher's head back out towards second base.
They're playing keep away.
That's right. working the infield a little bit. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here. We're in the top of the second. Here comes the pitch. It's a big, slow breaker, but it doesn't break enough to get back in there. So now we got a full count again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Tucker on the hill. Ruiz in the right-handed batter's box, and they fire that one right down the middle, and we get a quick call on that, and the umpire does some sort of little dance. It looked like one of those river dances from back in the early 90s, and I guess he rung him up, set him down, out number 1. That's another K for Chance Tucker.
So he definitely calls him out.
Yes. Yeah, so that was an out. So here comes the pitch. It's going to be outside for ball number 1. I believe this is going to be Williams, Franklin Williams, in the right-handed batter's box for Hatch. Tucker on the hill. Here comes the pitch. That's a rocket. Just inside. Oh, no. It's a delayed.
Oh, it is. Another delay.
Good Lord, I ain't ever seen such. That was like the slow motion strike call that literally was about 4 or 5 seconds after the pitch hit the glove. But so it's 1-1-1. And that one's got to be one.
That's got to be.
Let's see it.
Yep.
Yep, there it goes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'm getting entertainment just out of watching the umpire with his
his annex.
Yeah. So here comes the next pitch, and it's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 3-1, Eunice in the lead. Tucker's ready. Takes a look at his catcher, Pierce. Pierce gives him the sign. Here comes the pitch. It's right down the middle. Ring him up, set him down, send him over to get some hot chocolate. He will be out of there. That's 2 outs. Oh, shoot. That was Franklin? Oh, that wasn't Franklin.
No, Franklin's coming up, number 12.
Good Lord, my Franklins and Willises and everybody else are all off today.
So Franklin Williams coming up to bat now.
That's who I had that one. I guess that was Ruiz. I don't know. Anyway, we're getting our first game jitters out of the way too, because my lineup don't match theirs. All right, so now we got Franklin up. So Franklin, I apologize. You didn't get rung up and sit down for some hot cocoa.
I guess that was a ball.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs to Franklin. There he goes. There's a swing and a miss. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs to Franklin. I'm still confused over who the other one was. I guess that other one was Ruiz.
Yeah.
Ray Ruiz. Ray Ruiz.
So a ball called. That was 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs.
Williams in that right-handed batter's box. Here comes the kick and fire from Tucker, and it's hit over toward the third baseman. Ontiveros scoops it, chunks it over to first to Tercero for the out, and that'll be the 3rd out of the 2nd inning. So that'll send Eunice back to the dugout to go warm up, get the bats going.
Ready to go to the bottom of the 2nd. Let me talk to the sponsor. We got Parker Energy, BT8 Services and Rental, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Herrera's Oil Field, City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, Redbird Gas. Thanks to all you sponsors that get us sitting up here getting our first game jitters out of the way.
That's right. Get us tongue twisted. Can't keep up with people's rosters and whatnot.
We need a secretary is what we need up here.
I'm pretty sure that we do. Keep me in line. They could just hand us like a name tag and say, this is who's batting now, and I could just read it. That's right. Give me one of those teleprompters. Like Joe Biden. He has one of those. You can tell he gets on the wrong line every now and then and starts talking about the wrong stuff.
What do you...
So,
call the vice president the first lady and
something. I can't say too much though. I still, I remember when Bush got up there and said, what was it he said? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me once, you can't be shamed again, or something like that. And now that plays on all the presidential bloopers deals.
I just like the way he said nuclear,
Yeah.
I really like that.
Good stuff. I definitely have my share of tongue-tied moments for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Gio Chacon, the senior, steps into the right-handed batter's box, number 2. He's got his little song playing in the background. He may have played this song. This may be his own recording. He's a little musician. Here comes the pitch. He drives that one over toward the second baseman. He's scooting down the line. They pick it up, throw it over for out number 1. Gio Chacon grounds out. So Micah Tippett, the leadoff batter, senior for this Eunice Cardinal baseball team, steps back up to the left side of the plate. He doubled in his first at bat. It's good to see Tippett back out here. Didn't get to watch him much last year. So he's in that left-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch. It's way inside for ball number 1. I always have to hesitate before I say that because it seemed like about 3 or 4 seconds after I say that was a ball, then they'll say strike.
Yeah, I've already put a few balls up and had to pull them back.
There's another pitch that's way inside, ball number 2. So 2 balls, no strikes to Tippett. Tippett the lefty. Gets him a little closer to first base anyway. Maybe he'll do one of them softball drag bunts here in a minute and take off toward first. Here comes the pitch, and it's way outside. So we went from one part of the
to the other.
Yeah. Yep. So 3 balls, no strikes to Tippett. Tippett must have a lot of clothes on because he kind of looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and he's usually not very thick, but he looks kind of thick with all them clothes on. So he takes ball number 4. He's headed over to first base. Jorge Ontiveros steps up. So I'll put here that he walked. And Jorge Ontiveros into the right-handed batter's box. Tippett with the big lead over at first already. I would not be surprised to see him boot scooting all the way back over. And I think he was thinking about it, and they fire back over toward first.
Just trying to keep him honest.
Yep. I think he was going.
Yep.
Even when the pitcher spun around, his movement was going the other way for just a half second.
He had a good little lead up there.
There he goes. That ball's inside. Tippett's easily. He stands up into second.
Well, I guess that was a ball.
I never saw a call, but he called it a strike. Wow.
That was way late.
So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. We're in the bottom of the second. Jorge Ontiveros, the senior, at the plate. That ball is outside, and that's got to be a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Ontiveros quickly back into the box. Takes him a practice cut, and he's ready. Here comes the pitch from Ruiz. It's right down the middle. Ontiveros golfs it over toward third. Ontiveros scooting down the first base line, and he and does not get there. They gun him at first base, but that does advance Tippett over to third. So 2 outs. Tippett will be on third. Ontiveros with the ground out. And that brings Chance Tucker, the number 3 batter for this Cardinal team, also the pitcher. So he's up in the right-handed batter's box. He drives that ball to deep left center field. I thought it was going to get in the crack, and it didn't.
Got down.
Sometimes when you think you're going to get in the crack, you don't, and he didn't right there. That ball landed, just got down a little low and skipped right over to the right fielder.
That brought us a run in.
Yep. So that'll score a run. That makes it 4-1. They bring in a pinch runner here. That'll be Billy Blevins again for Tucker.
Got Conor coming up to bat.
So let's see. That was Tucker with the single.
Coach wants to talk to Conor. Give him a little hitting advice.
Yeah. So Conor Pierce comes up to the plate. So Blevins at first. Looks like everybody's discussing what Blevins is going to do and what their actions are going to be. I think Blevins has got the speed to get there no matter what happens. Yeah, I think you could probably still get there. Yeah. So they throw over toward the first baseman. And anyway, there they go. We're headed there, and Pierce drives that ball deep over into the left corner. It's all the way to the wall. Left fielder chasing it, but Blevins is on his horse. He crawls or scoots across third base and easily scores on the double from Pierce. So that was a double with an RBI, and then it scored Blevins. So it's 5-1 in favor of Eunice. We're in the bottom of the second. Pierce going to head over to the dugout to put on his catching gear, I'm assuming. They're going to send a pinch runner out there for him. I couldn't tell who it was. And look, they're going to steal. They're going to steal third. Oh, man. Oh. Hey. Who is that? Can y'all tell the Adon?
He was already on third.
So Adon Arnalis was on third base before the pitcher even released the ball, but then it was fouled back. And anyway, so he had to go back. That's number one that's up there. That's Zeke Benton. So Zeke Benton fouled that ball off after Adon was already on third.
You got 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs.
Adon getting a workout in, running some sprints. 1 ball, 1 strike. Adon messing with the pitcher.
What's the pitcher thinking about it?
He even waved. He even waved at him after that one. Oh me! So Adon with the big lead out there at second. Here's the pitch, and it's driven deep down the right center or right field line. It's going to land in bounds and then spin over. Or in play, in bounds, I'm thinking football, basketball. He's headed around second. Now he's headed for third, and he's going to have a stand-up triple and then some.
Ooh. He might have made it in, but it's best to hold up on third there.
So Zeke with a triple, and he scores an RBI or run batted in there. So that's going to make it, I can't even see anymore, 6-1. Marcus Tercero comes to the plate.
Runner on third.
With a big lead. I would not be surprised to see him try to steal home. There's a drive over toward third base. Third baseman makes a great play and then guns Tercero from his knees. He saved a run. That was a great play by the third baseman.
That was a good reach.
Yeah, so that makes it 6-1 at the end of the second inning. We'll move toward the third. We'll step away and take a quick break after our sponsors are read.
So we got Parker Energy Services, BT8 Services and Rental, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, the Eunice Public Schools, Herrera's Oil Field, City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, and Redbird Gas.
All right, we'll step away. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Eunice, as the Eunice Cardinals are hosting the Hatch Valley Bears here in the first round of the Cardinal Classic annual baseball tournament. This is Eunice's first game of the year. Hatch has already played 4 games. They're 0-4 for the Bears. They'll bring up the top of their lineup. That's Kevin Ramos. He walked at his first at bat. So Chance Tucker on the mound still. Here comes the first pitch, and it looked really, 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 really good. Oh, there we go. Good Lord.
He likes to think about it.
Man, definitely. That was another one of those delayed calls. There's strike two. So 2 strikes here for the first 2 pitches of the top of the third. So Tucker digs back in. He's ready. Here comes the third pitch. He throws that one right down the middle, and it's fouled back into the screen. Umpire jumps up and comes running for it, waves off any help. He says, I got it. He scampers back up there, and he's going to kneel down behind Pierce, the catcher. Tucker already in his kick. Here comes the delivery, and that's a big breaking ball and gets him for another K. So another strikeout for Tucker. Trying to see. That was Ramos, so he gets the strikeout. Morales will come to the plate. Morales did strike out his last time at bat. So here comes the pitch. That one swung on and missed, so strike number 1. I thought he might have tipped it off, but apparently not. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. We're in the top of the third. It's 6-1, Eunice in the lead. Chance Tucker on the hill. Here comes the kick and the pitch, and that one's tipped off for strike number 2. So 0-2. Johnny Morales at the plate. 0-2, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Woo, and he rung him up. Ring him up, set him down. That's another K for Tucker. That's the second strikeout for Morales of this ball game.
It's already 2 out. 2 up, 2 down.
Is it Kevin Villegas comes to the plate?
24.
Caleb Villegas. So Villegas, I was right on that part. It's just Caleb instead of Kevin. All right, so here he comes. Here's the first pitch, fouled off his fingertips. Those are the hurt ones. He's pumping his forearms a little bit and shaking his hands. Those
things hurt.
Those vibrate a little bit. So Caleb Villegas steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Tucker wastes no time. He kicks and fires that one right down the middle. Swung on and missed for strike number 2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Villegas back in there. Here comes the pitch. It swung on and hit down the first base line. Marcus Tercero comes over, scoops it up, steps on first for the out. 3 up, 3 down on the ground out. That'll send the Cardinals back over to the dugout.
Whoa, that's if they had the first game jitters, I think they're over it.
Yeah. I think the only person that has the first game jitters is me and my announcing, because I can't get anybody's names right over here. So make sure we shout out to them sponsors again.
All right. Big thank you to Parker Energy Services, Brett and Penny Parker, BT8 Services and Rental, Chad Holler, Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, Brandon Matthews and crew, Eunice Health Clinic, Leanne Reeves, Brian, Nikki, Elma Romero, Aaron, Pascal, Yadi, and all the gang. Eunice Public Schools, Dwayne Haynes, Cynthia Sims, Rosendo, Matt Coy, Kenny Reed, Miss Hahn, David Gagels, and all their staff.
I'm good, thank you.
Herrera's Oilfield, Carlos Herrera and gang, City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, the Whitmire family, and Redbird Gas, Mr. Bart Parker.
You know, want to mention here, I just got a message saying that Kentucky just got upset. Kentucky got upset in the first round of the NCAA tournament today by St. Peter's. So
wow.
Kentucky 79, St. Peter's 85. So down goes Kentucky. And I know a lot of people had them, on their brackets to go a long way. So thanks for that update, Mr. Nogelmeyer.
Well, a lot of 2 upsets already.
Man, I think they've been at least 3, maybe 4 that are lower seeds that have beat the higher seeds today already. Yeah, pretty crazy deal. I always enjoy March Madness. That's my favorite time of the year.
Yeah, well, and you never know on any given day.
So Hatch is back out in the field, finishing up their warm-up here, getting ready to start the bottom of the third. Eunice scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first. They scored 3 runs in the bottom of the second. Let's see what we can do here in the third. So Sean Stinson comes to the plate. He was hit by a pitch at his first at bat. Another senior on this heavy senior loaded team. So here comes the first pitch. They fire it down there. Stinson drives it high over toward the shortstop. Wynn tried to mess with it a little bit, but the shortstop catches it for out number 1. So Stinson with the fly out. Jonathan Caballero comes back up to the plate. He grounded out his first at bat. The right-hander steps into that right-handed batter's box. Here comes the first pitch. It's driven toward left field. It's a high. It looks like they're having problems with the wind again, but they catch it. So that's a fly out to left field.
They're starting to figure that windage out there.
Mm-hmm. That's going to bring Gio Chacon to the plate. His last at bat was a ground out as well. So Chacon steps into that right-handed batter's box. Ruiz on the hill for the Bears. Throws that first one outside for ball number 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Chacon ready. Here comes the Ruiz pitch. And that one's in there for called strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Our Lady Cards were playing softball earlier today. I did not hear who won. Did anybody hear? No? I hadn't heard either. Our track team, at least part of them, are over in Artesia. This is a terrible day for track, but they were over in Artesia. And they didn't take all the girls.
Yeah.
I guess they said that a lot of the girls had just came from basketball, so they decided maybe they weren't ready or something. So there's a drive right at the second baseman, and it's going to be caught for out number 3. So a fly out by Chacon. He ends the 3rd inning. We'll move to the 4th. Make sure to shout out to them sponsors again.
All righty. We got our sponsors here: Parker Energy Services, BT8 Services and Rental, Eunice Pump and Supply, the Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Herrera's Oilfield, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, and Redbird Gas. Thanks to all of our sponsors. We couldn't do this without you. And this is I'm sure there's a lot of people today with this wind and all the little bit of rain and mud flying through the air that would just as soon be sitting at home watching this.
There's Rosendo, so he's out there.
Oh, he's out in it.
Yeah, he's probably thinking, dang it, I should have been an announcer tonight. Yeah, I had probably a half dozen people that messaged me this afternoon asking if we were doing this, and said that if we were, they weren't coming.
Mm-hmm.
They would stay home when it was warm and watch. So one of those being John Nogelmeyer. He said, I'm coming, and then when I said, we're doing the radio, he said, I'll sit on the couch.
I'll sit in my living room and watch this one.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I'm kind of a fair weather fan myself when it comes to the weather.
Well, we definitely have a good spot here. Now, if we were in...
Yeah, if we're sitting out there like some of those poor people are doing, I don't know how they do it. Right here's a pretty good deal.
So we're just about ready to move to the top of the 4th inning. Score 6-1, favor of Eunice. Get that scoreboard in the camera in case you don't can understand me.
So number 9 is David Holguin. Holguin will come to the right-handed batter's box. Tucker's still on the mound for the Cardinals. He's put in 3 good innings so far. Heath Dean would be giving me the look for saying that. Here comes the pitch. That one, I guess, was high. I don't know. I'm waiting.
Okay.
Still no call, but I'm assuming it's a ball. All right, here comes the kick and the pitch. That ball's going to be high again. The boys got second place in the track meet, is what I was just told. So the team came in second over in Artesia. That's a pretty good deal. So there's a swing and a miss for strike number 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. So here, ooh, man, there's a foul ball right off the fingertips.
That almost hit the umpire.
Yeah. Yeah, those hurt. Yeah.
Well, he did get his finger on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the coach for the Bears is going to come over and take a look at some fingers. Oh, they're going to look like they're going to take him out. Do something different anyway.
Might have broke a finger.
There ain't no telling. May have busted a nail or
So what
dislocated something anyway.
So what do they do? Do you get to put another batter in? Or?
I have no idea. That'd be one of those good baseball questions. Can you replace a batter that hurt something like that?
We've got our on the scene expert.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So the batter heads over to the dugout. Looks like they're working on his fingers. So they pause everything for a little bit. I don't have Heath Dean anymore here. He was my rule book, and he's no longer with us. But I have got an even better rule book sitting here, and we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pender himself, not just any Pender. And
so this injury is brought to you by the Eunice Health Clinic.
Well, they can help with that finger probably.
Definitely patch him up. Maybe he's coming on back.
I can't tell whether.
It was number 6, right?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So this is a different batter then.
Different batter.
Okay. Uriel Gomez. All right. So that'll be a kind of an interesting deal. Looks like he's going to be a left-hander. So the right-handed batter with the injury goes out. They bring in the left-handed batter to assume the count.
He comes in with a 2-2 count, 2 balls, 2 strikes,
Mm-hmm.
no outs.
It'd be kind of spooky to come in off the bench with a 2-2 count. That's like some of them softball tournaments I used to play in my college days. You got a 2-2 count.
If you only get 1 strike.
That's right.
1 strike and you're out.
1 strike and you go home. So here we go. Here's the pitch. It's swung on and hit over toward the first baseman. Tercero scoops it up, throws it over to Chance Tucker for the out. They get him at first base on the ground out.
He almost got run over getting that out.
Yes, yes. So I'm going to put here that he had the ground out.
That'll bring up number 16, which is Alan Ruiz for the.
Yep, Alan Ruiz. I'm going to put here that this young man here got hurt.
And Alan just got himself 1 strike.
And I will replace this fella. All right, so here comes the next pitch. It's swung on and missed, so no strike or no balls, 2 strikes here, 1 out. Tucker wastes no time. He's back on the mound. He's ready. It don't take him long. Quick work. Here comes the next pitch. It's going to be slightly outside for ball number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Eunice leads 6-1. Chance Tucker on the hill for the Cardinals. Conor Pierce behind home, behind the plate. That ball's going to skip up off the turf.
And when that ball hits his glove, he's ready to pitch it. He's kind of like a no-huddle offense on the football team. You know? He's just like, we're going to go.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the next pitch. That's a breaking ball right across the middle, and he rings him up. That'll be another strikeout for Tucker. Half our team was headed to the dugout thinking they had 3 outs.
I think some of them might have thought that one was going to be an out.
Yep. So this is Trujillo. That's Michael Trujillo. He heads into the right-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch from Tucker. It's swung on and missed for strike number 1. All right, so Trujillo back and ready. Here comes the pitch from Tucker. It's swung on and missed for strike 2. That was a nice-looking little inside tailing ball that he swung at and missed. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Here's Tucker's next pitch, and it hits him right in the shoulder. I talked about his good-looking pitch too soon. Once again, Heath Dean's out there somewhere in baseball land giving me the evil look.
Lay low, buddy.
Lay low.
So 1 runner on first. Lalo up to bat.
Lalo. I'm trying to figure out where Lalo's at. Is that his? Let me see.
That was a ball.
I can't. Anyway, so here we go. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. That ball is right on the outside edge, and there's no sign. So
I'm waiting. He may still call it strike.
Yeah, he'll call it about the time Tucker gets the ball back. So 2 balls, no strikes. Here comes the next pitch. That ball is fouled. Wow, that was a rocket. Fouled out of bounds, out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike.
2 outs.
Runner at first. Here comes the kick and the pitch. That big breaking ball. Assuming that was out again. So 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 4th. That's not right. We're in the top of the 4th.
Top of the 4th, yeah.
That ball's up in the knuckles again. Fouled out.
Just a full count again. 2 outs.
It's number 5. This is Garcia. Eduardo Garcia. That's what my little paper here says. So Garcia back in the right-handed batter's box. Here comes Chance Tucker on the mound. He takes a look at his catcher. Kicks and fires. That ball's down the middle, swung on and missed for strike number 3. That is another strikeout for Tucker. That is the 2nd strikeout of the game for Garcia.
And that will move us to the bottom of the 4th, where we shout out to our sponsors. Parker Energy Services, Brett and Penny. BT8 Services and Rental, Chad Holler. Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, Brandon Matthews and crew. The Eunice Health Clinic, Leanne Reeves, Brian, Nikki, Elma Romero, Aaron Pascal, Yachty, and all the gang. The Eunice Public Schools, Dwayne Haynes, Cynthia Sims, Rosendo, who's sitting out there
in the cold.
In the cold, wind, rains, might even been a little bit of snow. And then we got Matt Coy, Kenny Reed, Mrs. Hahn, David Gagos, and all the staff. Herrera's Oilfield Service with Mr. Carlos Herrera and gang. City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop with the Whitmire family, and Redbird Gas, Mr. Bart Parker.
So we're getting ready to start the bottom half of the 4th here. Eunice in the lead, 6-1.
Didn't add to their lead in the 3rd inning. See what they can do here in the 4th.
See if they can get something going here. Look over there. Looks like they got number 6. That'll be Tippett. Is that right?
First up, yep, number 6.
So they'll be back to the start of the top of the lineup here with Tippett. He is doubled and walked here in this game. That's Jorge. Okay.
I'll tell you,
so you got Tippett and Jorge.
The wind hadn't really died down. It's maybe a little bit, but it's still kicking pretty good.
The one thing that's went down is the temperature. I can feel it every time that door opens. As I mentioned earlier, everybody's bundled up like they're playing in the snow because it is cold out there. It is cold. So Tippett steps into the left-handed batter's box. He's ready. Ruiz, the pitcher still for the Bears. He swings at that one and drives it toward left center field. It's going to get in the gap and go all the way to the fence. Tippett's on his horse. He rounds second. He's headed for 3rd. He's still going, and he's going to easily get into 3rd base with a stand-up triple for Tippett.
Headed home.
What is it?
I
had messages?
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm getting bunches of them, but I don't have my phone for those of you out there listening. If you're sending me messages, Charlie's doing
to relay messages. And
Charlie's
the
doing
last
that.
one says we're headed home. I'm assuming
Charlie's doing the app. That's probably the track team.
Probably the track team.
So anyway, Tippett with a triple to start this inning. Jorge Ontiveros at the plate. He takes the first ball. Now he drives this one over toward left field, and it is caught by the left fielder. So a fly out for Ontiveros. So Tippett stays on third. Ontiveros with the fly out. That'll bring up the pitcher, Chance Tucker. He's got a walk and a single.
Well, all he needs in this instance is a single, and he'll bring him a run in, too.
Yeah. So here comes the first pitch to Tucker, and it hits Tucker. So he's going to get a hit by pitch. That'll send him to first. So now we've got runners on the corners, first and third, and we will bring up Conor Pierce, the cleanup batter. If I know Pierce half as well as I think I do, his brain is thinking home run at this point, because that's how his brain works, I'm pretty certain.
He's ready to take it over that fence.
That's right.
It's going to be a little tough tonight with fighting that wind.
Wind and cold. So they throw it down to second, and Tippett's going to easily get home.
I think that might have been a bad choice.
Yeah, I would guess so.
But in our case, we like it.
So we had runners on the corner. Tucker headed towards second. The catcher made the throw out there. Tucker easily got to second, and when that happened, Tippett scored. So it's now 7-1 in favor of Eunice. Here goes the runner, headed for third, and easily Tucker is into third. It's 2-0, the count to Pierce. Tucker standing at third base, one out. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Pierce is ready. Here comes the pitch. It's way outside for ball number 3. 3 balls, no strikes. One out. So 7-1. Here comes the next pitch. That ball's inside for ball number 4. So 4 straight balls to Pierce. And now we got runners at the corners again, and we'll have Zeke Benton headed up to the plate, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change again. Or no, maybe not. I thought I saw him signal, but now they're having a discussion.
I think they thought he was going to get a pinch runner.
Yeah. You know, what I would guess is they don't want to mess around and do what they did a while ago again, which is throw it to second and easily let the runner trot across home plate.
Have that little discussion.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, if you're going to fire it that way, you might as well at least fire it at the pitcher and at least have kind of a cutoff man to.
Right.
But I don't know that I'd throw a lob to second again.
Yeah, I think he was almost on home plate before that ball got to the second base.
So it's 7-1. Conor Pierce at first. He's going to go before they even get started.
Uh-oh. Trouble.
And he's in there. And then they
Here.
overthrow the ball, and they're going to get him this time, though.
Home.
But we get a run home. So Conor Pierce gets thrown out at trying to steal third trying to go to third after the overthrow at second.
I'm not sure where he tagged him at, but he tagged him.
Yeah. We score a run in all of that. It's going to make it 8-1. Benton now up to bat. Bases are clear now. Here comes the pitch. He drives it over into right field. He's going to easily reach first. So a nice single there by Benton.
And the score 8-1. Eunice in the lead.
Yeah.
Here we are in the bottom of the fourth.
Marcus Tercero, the senior, comes up. He's playing first base this year. That's a new thing for Marcus. So Tercero up in the right-handed batter's box. Goodness. There we go. So we had Benton at first with the lead. They threw to first. Benton was already going. He was at second before they could even catch the ball at first and throw it back up to second to get him. But so he easily takes second.
They're making it look easy right now. just running around the bases.
I said Benton. That is Benton, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Benton on second. Here comes the pitch, and Marcus Tercero almost crawled over home plate to take a swing at that one. He wanted to, so bad he couldn't hardly stand it. I think that pitch was outside the left-handed batter's box, and Tercero was doing everything in his power to not swing at it. He was stretched across there looking at it real hard.
He was wanting a piece of that one. He tried to get it.
So Benton's messing with them out there.
Sound like this looks like they're having a little fun.
Yeah. Yeah, the Cards having fun. I'm not sure if the Bears are. 8-1, Eunice in the lead. Benton at second with a big lead. Here comes the pitch to Tercero. He hits it right up the middle. They knock it down. It's short. Oh, my goodness. Tercero's going to get there, and here comes Benton headed for home. He's easily going to get home. And there's another run scored for the Cardinals. That makes it 9-1. Tercero with a single. Sean Stinson, another senior, comes up to the plate. He's got a fly out and got hit by a pitch. Tercero waits down there at first. He's going to step off to take him a little lead. Here comes the pitch to Stinson. It went behind him.
Now, that's got to be a ball. If he calls that one a strike, we're gonna go down there and have some words.
Yeah, if there was a delayed call on that one, it would have definitely been a problem. So it's 1 ball, no strikes. We got 2 outs here. You know, something that I have noticed for this Cardinal team today that is throwing me off, and maybe I'm just an old school baseball guy, but they all look like they're in the starting blocks of the 100-meter dash when they get out there on the base. They
ready
don't
to roll.
Yeah, it's not the traditional get down like you're taking those steps and ready to go to the next base. It's like a turn my body sideways and get the starting blocks going and waiting on the gun to fire off before they take off. And I've noticed everybody's doing it. Now I say that, and now he looks almost normal out there at second base. But at first base, for sure, everybody I've seen over there gets this
taking that aggressive approach.
Yeah, something
ready to
different.
roll. It's good.
Yeah, they don't look like Willie Mays Hayes.
Look like it's paying off for them too, because they're really getting around them bases.
So it's 9-1, 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. That one is gonna be outside for ball number 4. So Stinson heads over to first after the walk.
Runners on first and second.
So that'll send Jonathan Caballero. And now we got a pitching discussion again. They took the ball out of the pitcher's hand, so we are switching pitchers. Looks like the right fielder is coming in for some pitching action.
So we'll shout out to the sponsors here while they do this little pitching change. We got Parker Energy Service, BT8 Services and Rental, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, the Eunice Public Schools, Herrera's Oil Field, City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, and Redbird Gas. And thank you for providing sponsorship.
So Uriel Gomez will now become the pitcher for the Bears.
And we're in the bottom of the 4th, and this is the 3rd pitcher.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually not a good sign when you've played 4 innings or 3 innings or whatever we've played and had 3 pitchers. So they are warming him up.
You need to
see what kind of messages I got.
check all your incoming. I might have missed a few.
Oh, that's the family message. So anyway, they are. Yeah, it looks like they're headed back from the track meet over there.
So 2nd place and on our way home.
I don't know if he means that they got 2nd in the overall track meet or if they got 2nd in the relay race that he was running a while ago. I'm not real sure what he means there.
Okay.
But I'm sure he'll tell me all about it here in a minute. You know, we just, Obi, we just finished doing all of our paperwork this week. We're going to go next week to go pick out dorms. So I guess we've decided for sure he's going to do the Baylor thing. So he'll be going to flat school at Baylor next year. So he's pretty excited about that. The only bad thing about it is now my wife thinks I need to figure out a way to buy a plane so he can fly us around, and I'm not real sure that I got that kind of money. In fact, I'm fairly damn certain I don't.
But, might have to do a little moonlighting or something.
I may get a glider or something. I might pull off affording one of those, which I think those are expensive too. But
well, you know, he a couple of years in, you know, them pilots make pretty good money.
yeah. I'll have to see if Greg Fulford down there in Jal America will let me borrow his plane, and hope he can fly me around in it or something. He's about the only person I know around here that I know very well that has a plane. So Greg, shout out. We may be borrowing your plane one of these days. So we've got runners at first and second. It's 9-1. We are in the fourth. Jonathan Caballero at the plate. Uriel Gomez, the new pitcher for the Hatch Valley Bears. So Caballero steps into the box. He's ready. Runners at first and second. Gomez checks second base, then looks toward home. He's not sure. He wheels around, throws it back. Ball skips out into center field, but Tercero knows his limits and figured it probably wouldn't be a good idea for him to head to third.
He was pretty close getting back, but he made it back.
So Tercero takes the lead again. So here comes the pitch from Gomez. They square away. They're going to bunt it. That bunt foul was headed way back over toward the dugout. So no balls, one strike here to Caballero. And Jonathan. Back in here ready to go. Runners all headed back to their bases. So runners at first and second. That's Stinson and Tercero. Caballero at the plate. Here comes the pitch. It's driven off fingers, foul ball. That's strike number 2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. But, that umpire, he's got some wheels on him every now and then.
Yeah,
he goes and chases foul balls and stuff. Most of them stand behind home plate and say, hey, throw me that or go get that for me. He runs and chases his own foul balls. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It's 9-1. Caballero back in there ready. Here comes the pitch. Caballero drives that one towards second. It's going to be caught. And that is going to be the end of the fourth. So I'm not sure what's happening. There's a
Was it infield? Oh.
Yeah, so kind of a strange situation. Everybody's going back to where they were. The bases are now loaded. Sounds like the batter, when he swung, possibly hit the catcher's mitt with his bat. So I guess they called interference, so he gets the base. So that'll load the bases, and Caballero reaches the base. I don't know what you call that. But here comes a passed ball, and the runners are all advancing, and they are there. Oh, and they're saying the pitch hit him. So,
oh man.
So that'll send Gio Chacon over to first on a hit by pitch.
Okay, so we've got 10 runs to 1 with that.
Yeah, it's
with that hit by brings a run in.
Yeah, so they scored another run there. That'll make it 10-1. And that's they're talking to Obi.
Oh.
All right, so we got Tippett back up against. We're back to the top of the lineup. I'm not sure. I'm confused, I think.
Yeah, I don't.
So Here goes Tippett. Here's the pitch. He drives that one deep towards center field. It's way back, but the wind's going to hold it up. And, man, the center fielder looked like a ballerina out there spinning circles and then makes a good catch.
Oh, he's calling something here.
We got
He hit him again. Catcher interference, so that's going to be.
Wow.
The
So
kids
they're
are
gonna
frustrated out there. One of them just threw his glove on the ground.
Yeah, so they're gonna run it, move everybody around.
So that brings in a run.
And so Jorge Ontiveros will come to the plate. That
Wow.
makes it 11, right? It should be
11-1.
11 to
That's
1.
11-1.
So here comes the pitch, and it's in for strike number 1.
Wow.
So 1 strike, no balls. Some unhappy Hatch Valley people over there.
I think the shortstop threw his glove. He was
There's a
frustrated.
drive towards short. Short comes in, charges it, picks it up, fires it to first for the out.
Okay, that'll be
Jorge Ontiveros with the ground out.
all right. Now we'll move to the top of the 5th, and I'll get those sponsors out.
Yep.
We got Parker Energy Service, Brett and Penny, BTH Services and Rental, Chad Holler, Eunice Pump and Supply, Becky Nogelmeyer, Brandon Matthews and crew, Eunice Health Clinic, Leanne Reeves, Brian, Nikki, Elma Romero, Aaron Pascal, Yadi in the game, Eunice Public Schools, Dwayne Haynes, Cynthia Sims, Rosendo, Matt Coy, Kenny Reed, Miss On, and David Gallegos and the staff. Herrera's Oilfield, Carlos Herrera and his gang. City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, the Whitmire family, and Redbird Gas, their Bart Parker. And what a half an inning that was.
A lot of different stuff went on right there, huh?
So I guess if you swing the bat and you hit the catcher's glove, it's interference. No matter what happens, you get on base.
Yeah, and we've made a pitcher change here too. Looks like Gio Chacon is headed to the mound for the Cardinals. So Chance Tucker with a really good job on the mound. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Chance Tucker had 9 Ks in his time on the mound. And so Gio Chacon comes in to replace Tucker here. So Chacon on the mound, still warming up here. So we've moved some folks around. So if I get people in the wrong positions or names, then that'll be my excuse. Plus, it's my first game of the season, so I'm showing first game jitters.
Yeah, I think we have more of the first game jitters than these boys do.
You know, when you do these games over and over, you kind of develop a spill and a routine, and
Right.
it's been a while since we've done any baseball, so I'm definitely, even my terminology, I'm like, he hit that one out of bounds. And
Out of bounds.
that's right. So Gio Chacon steps onto the mound for the Cardinals here. We're in the top of the 5th. The score is 11 to 1. Number 15, Ruiz.
Well, my wife asked me one time, when is halftime?
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Ray Ruiz steps into the right-handed batter's box. Chacon on the mound for the Cardinals. Here's the pitch. It's right down the middle. It's a good-looking pitch. It's a delayed call, but it is strike number 1.
I always kind of hesitate to push that strike button because
Chacon wasting no time. He kicks and fires a swing and a miss for strike number 2. So 2 pretty pitches
bringing them in there.
from Chacon. So Chacon back on the mound. Takes the sign. He kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike number 3. So ring him up, set him down. Chacon, first batter, 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Out number 1.
All right.
I usually try to. There we go, right there.
Number 12, Franklin Williams up to the bat.
And that pitch is going to be a little outside for ball number 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that, oh, it did. I was fixing it. Almost came back in there. It's another one of those delayed calls.
He definitely wants to take a good look at it before he calls it.
And there's a fire rocket right down the middle. It must have been low, I'm assuming. I never saw a signal. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. It's 11-1 in favor of the Cardinals. Franklin at the plate. Here comes the pitch from Gio Chacon. It's right down the middle, and it looked good. There's the call. 2 balls, 2 strikes. An animated umpire with some long delayed strike calls. So that's going to make it a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
On the money pitch.
11-1. So Chacon ready. He takes a look. He's going to kick and fire. Here's the pitch. It's swung on and missed for strike number 3. So 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for Gio Chacon.
2 up, 2 down. He's got a good little start.
So number 11, this is Ramos. Ramos into the right-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch. It's right down the middle. It's hit and driven up high, foul over the first base dugout.
And onto the net.
Onto the net. Oh, and it didn't get off. So it's going to hang up there. I'm sure the wind will hold it over on that side for a while. So the foul ball is going to be stuck up above our heads here. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from Chacon. Ooh. He's showing it was high. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes Chacon ready to throw it again. Here we go. It's down the middle. It's driven out towards center field. Center fielder comes up. That's Tippett. Makes an easy catch for out number 3.
All right. Well, push us down to the bottom of the 5th. With a shout out to our sponsors: Parker Energy Services, BT8 Services and Rental, Eunice Pump and Supply, Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Herrera's Oil Field, City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, and Redbird Gas.
And that's going to be the ball game. 11-1 here. Your Cardinals with a 10-run lead at the end of 5, and so that's going to be it. So Eunice is going to win the first game of the season. 11. Is it 11? 11-1.
11-1.
As far as the win, Chance Tucker's going to get the win. He had 9 Ks on the day. Gio Chacon comes in for the save. He had 2 Ks in the save. As far as hitting goes for the Cardinals, Tippett with a double, a walk, and a triple. Let's see here. Got Chance Tucker with a walk, a single, and a hit by a pitch. Conor Pierce with a single and a double. Zeke Benton with a ground out, a triple, and a single. Marcus Tercero hit by a pitch, a ground out, and a single. Sean Stinson hit by a pitch, a fly out, and a walk. Jonathan Caballero with a ground out, a fly out, and a single. And Gio Chacon with a ground out, a fly out, and a hit by pitch. So that's what I have in my notes here. If I missed anybody, my apologies. So our first game of the season here with No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal baseball results in a Eunice Cardinal win. The Cardinals will advance to play tomorrow night. I believe that game tomorrow night will be a 7 p.m. game again. And I will be in Albuquerque. So Charlie and Rosendo will be handling the duties. And I will be up there listening, possibly. So wish you guys the best tomorrow. Any thoughts on tonight's game, Charlie?
Well, you know, we started off and it looked like the boys were a little bit rusty, and then man, they got the WD-40 out and they kicked it in, and I think we were a little rusty.
Yeah,
they did really good. I was really impressed with the way they played ball tonight.
I agree. They did a good job. So anyway, Eunice with the big win here tonight in their first game of the season. Want to shout out to those sponsors one more time. Parker Energy Services, BTH Services and Rental, Eunice Pump and Supply, the Eunice Health Clinic, Eunice Public Schools, Herrera's Oil Field, the City of Eunice, Zia Auto Shop, and Redbird Gas. Thank you for making these broadcasts possible. Thank you, everyone out there in Cardinal Nation and wherever else you might be, for listening. Shout out to Mason Caperton, as I know he said they were headed across the country to play some hoops. Shout out to New Mexico State on the big upset win tonight over UConn. So for Charlie Fairbrush, I'm Jimmy Jones. Thank you for listening to No Mark Broadcasting's coverage of Eunice Cardinal baseball. We'll be back tomorrow night. Have a great evening, great night.
Good night, everybody.